So what's up everyone, it's your boy Dikshant and today we'll be talking about Strapi. So if you don't know about Strapi, I can tell you that it's an open source headless CMS. So what the hell is this open source headless CMS? So if we talk about a general application, like a web application, we have like this backend server and a front-end server, right? So all the content or all the data of our application resides into the backend server, which is connected to some sort of database, and we store that content into that database. And how do we use that content, right? So we expose that content or the data in form of APIs, right? So we expose that APIs to the front end and they request those API and show this data on the UI, right? So this is the general flow how application works. So where the Strapi comes into picture is that it gives us out of the box backend server. So you don't need to worry about any of the backend services that is needed to expose those APIs, and you can just add your content from its UI. As you can see, we have a lot of content, we can add it right here, and it gives a ready to use REST APIs like the CRUD APIs, the fetch APIs, the create API for those type of contents, right? So it is very simple to use, it is very fast, and you can initiate your project very easily with the help of Strapi. And about Strapi, it is headless. So what is headless? Headless means that by using this API, you are not restricted to any of the front end or the UI that is having in your application. So you can integrate it with any front end application like a React application, an Angular application, Vue, or even the mobile apps like React Native, Flutter, anything, because we are dealing with the APIs. So in a nutshell, we can say that Strapi is a very good API building tool. Okay, so let's jump into the VS Code and create our own Strapi project. So I'll copy this npx command right here, npx create Strapi app. So I'll copy this command and the VS Code, I'll simply paste it. So it is npx create Strapi app @ latest, and this is the name of the project. So I'll call it my app. You can call it whatever you want. So I'll hit enter, and this is the installation type, right? So we'll go with the quick start one. We'll do the quick start application. So it is generating all the different files for our backend system. So what is good about Strapi is that it gives you all the code that is needed to run your backend server, right? So you can anytime go into the code and change something if you want to customize any of your APIs, right? So we are not restricted to some a strict flow. So you can change your backend server by the means of code, right? And now we are landed to this register admin page. You can see that we have to register an admin for our application, and this is the super admin, so it can control anything on the application, right? So let's say I make this Harry Styles, because why not? harry@hotmail.com. This is the email. Test 1 2 3 4. Test 1 2 3 4. And I'm showing you this because we are just testing it for the testing purpose and for the showing purpose. You don't need to show this. You don't have to show it, or you don't show it because it's the admin account that we are having here, right? So you don't want to show or expose your admin details, right? So now we are landed to the admin dashboard or the admin panel on this Strapi. So this is where all the magic happens. So this is the dashboard we get, and we can manage all of the content from this dashboard. Like it has content manager, it has content type builder, all the different things, plugins, marketplace, etc. Right? So by default we have this collection type. You can see that onto the collection type builder we have this user, right? So let's say we want to create a restaurant chain application, right? So we would like to have a restaurant collection. So I'll just make one restaurant, and I'll continue. And we now have to choose the fields, different fields in this restaurant. So let's say name of the restaurant. So yeah, we'll save this collection. Let Strapi do the uh, database changes and everything on our server, prepare models and APIs for this collection. So it is restarting. It is taking too much time. I think I'll reload this one. So yeah, we now have this restaurant collection, and we can add some content to this restaurant, right? So let's create a new entry. So let's say Chai Sutta Bar. So this is the name of the restaurant, right? We will save this one, we will publish this one so that we can fetch it later. So you can see that we have the Chai Sutta Bar restaurant here, and we have the timestamp also, Sunday, July 24, 12:46, the current time right now. And we can have as many of entries here, right? So we can have another restaurant like Momo Center. I don't know. Yeah, so let's have some random data here. So you can see that Momo Center is here and is the timestamp and everything. So now we can directly add the content through this content manager, and it will be exposed in terms of APIs, right? So we have a create API for this restaurant collection. We can fetch all this data from the fetch API. So it's ready to use out of the box API that Strapi provides us, right? And we can have different collections and also the relationship between those collections, like a relational database, right? So this is what Strapi does in general. Like it can give you all the management system for your data or your content, right? So if we now look at the settings tab, you can see that we are onto the Strapi version that is currently running. This is the current plan, which is community edition. So by default, when we like start app with this npx, so we get this community edition, and it's a free edition from Strapi. So we can use this community edition for free, right? So you can see that it is saying community plan, which is free forever, and you get all these features with it. And if we scroll down, we can see that there are some other plans as well, which are priced plans. So these are the enterprise edition. This comes into the enterprise edition, which has some like enterprise features in it. So we will get back to this later. So let's get to the settings again. And if we go down here, down, so we have this administration panel, right? So let's go into the roles here. Now, we were talking about the restaurant application, right? So let's imagine we have this big application, restaurant application, and we want to have some admin users in that, right? So all admins will not have the same permissions or the same functionality in the application. So let's say for the restaurant we have some chef admins, right? We have some manager of the restaurant admins, right? So we have these different types of role that can manage the different type of data that we have into the application, right? Let's say for example, chef can manage all the dishes in a restaurant, right? So and adjust the menu of that restaurant, and manager can manage the. So for these things we have this role section. So by default we have these three types of roles that Strapi gives us in the community edition. So author, editor, super admin, right? And if we go to the users, we already know that Harry that we signed up just like recently is the super admin of this application, right? So he is the admin of a role, super admin. So here are the roles, right? And if we want to add some more roles, we can do that from here. Yeah, so now it says that you are on the community edition and you have reached the limit. So it is not letting us to add any new roles to the application, which is very vital for growing our application, right? So for this they have the enterprise edition. This is where the enterprise edition comes into the picture, like this one. Because on the enterprise edition, let's say bronze plan, we can see that it is $9 per admin user per month, right? And if we see into the features, you can see that create an unlimited number of custom roles for your admin. So it is talking about the same thing. We can create X number of roles into the admin with the field level of granularity, like create, read, update, delete, and publish, right? So if we try to do that, we get this like dialog that we cannot do that because it's the community edition, right? So what should we do here? So you know what, I bypass this security of this community edition, and I can show you right away. So I've run npm run hack, and let's see what happens. So it has built the server again. Yeah, so we get this login window where we need to log in. So this is the admin login window. So I'm logging through the super admin account. You know that we have made this one in the beginning. So it is like Harriet Yopmill and test1234. So we will log in from here, and you can see that this is the dashboard. This is the content manager. We have added this one recently. You can see the date and time, 12:47, right? So we have just added this. So this is all good. And now if we go to the settings again, so voila, we get this enterprise edition. So it's a magic, right? So yeah, I've hacked into the system and changed this to enterprise edition. But if you doubt me, like if you think it's a gimmick, like it's a text change only, so I can show it that if we go to the administration panel and roles, so we should now be able to add a new role, right? Like it says in the bronze plan. So let's try. Yeah, so we are now in the create a role section, and we can easily create a role. Let's say chef, and we can give a description. Can manage a restaurant dishes or the menu card. It is a free Strapi admin role. Hacked. Right? So we have now added a chef role with this description. Let's add the restaurant permissions. Like we have this granular permission, so he can create, read, and update anything on the restaurant collection, right? We will save this one. So now it's saved. You can see that if we go to this list, you can see that it's listed. Chef can manage a restaurant dish on the menu card. It's pretty strappy, So yeah, so let's now try to add a user with this chef role, right? So we will add a user. Let's say John Cena, because why not? John@yahoo.com. We'll add the chef role here, and we will invite this user. Oh, so it has invited me to the local URL, but let's not worry. We will open this up. We'll set a new password for him. It's the same password you can see, right? And we will make him active. We'll hit save, right? So if we now see John is like the active admin with the role of chef, right? So we have now made John as the chef admin on our application. So let's try to log in from this admin, right? So if we reload this or anything, we'll now be able to log in through. Okay, so this is the same credential. Yeah, so you can see that we have now the restaurant, all the restaurant permissions, or we can manage the restaurant data from the chef admin, right? So this is how it works, and I'll not show you anything on the code side because it's really a security bypass that I've done. We have done the hacking. So yeah, that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much. I'll see you again.